Hello students, hope all of you are doing good. Now in our previous class we are discussing about some special functions. Now in today's class also we will discuss some of important functions. So our first topic is first function is the modulus function. Now what do you mean by modulus? Modulus of a number. If I say the modulus of a number, it is the non-negative value of any number. Suppose you have to find the modulus of 2. So the modulus of 2 is 2 and the modulus of minus 2 is again 2 because modulus of any number is non-negative value. Now the modulus function. The definition of the function is the function f from R to R. That means a function f from the real numbers to the real number defined by f of x is equals to modulus of x. Now see this symbol is known as the modulus symbol. So if you write x under this symbol, this means you have to find the modulus of x, or you are considering the modulus value of x. For each x belongs to R, that means f of x is equals to modulus of x for each x which is a real number is called a modulus function. Okay, so this is the definition of a modulus function. Now you have to remember this portion. See, f from R to R defined by f of x is equals to mod of x. Now if I say without writing the function, if I say the modulus function, you have to remember, okay, if it is a modulus function, so the function will be f of x is equals to mod of x. Now for each non-negative value of x, f of x is equals to x. But for negative value of x, the value of f of x is the negative of the value of x. That is, see, this is in short the definition of modulus function. Now if you want to elaborate this line, so you will write that f of x is equals to x when x is greater than equals to 0. That means for x is equals to 2, the modulus of 2 is 2. For x equals to 0, f of x is equals to 0. If x is equals to 10, then f of 10 is equals to 10. And for the second part, that means here it is given that if x is a negative function, see here x less than 0. If a number is less than 0, it is a negative number. So if x is less than 0, that means if x is a negative number, then modulus of x is equals to minus of x. Now to understand this, let us take one example. For suppose x is equals to minus 1. Then modulus of x, that means modulus of minus 1 is equals to, by definition, see here there is one more minus, that means minus, and what is the value of x? It is again minus 1. So minus of minus 1, ultimately you are getting plus 1. Okay, suppose for x is equals to minus 5, what is the modulus of minus 5? So from this definition you will get 1 minus, so minus, and what is the value of x? It is minus 5. So minus of minus 5, that means plus 5. So in short, you can remember that for positive or negative, you have to write the modulus of a number always positive. Okay, so modulus of 5 is 5 and modulus of minus 5 is again 5. Okay, is it clear? Now according to the definition of this function, if you choose some values of x, suppose you are taking the value of x as 0, so f of x, that means f of 0 is equals to 0, which represent by this point. Then f of 1 is equals to 1, f of 2 is equals to 2, f of 3 is equals to 3. Similarly, you will get f of minus 1 is equals to 1, f of minus 2 is equals to 2, f of minus 3 is equals to 3. That means see, whatever the value of x, you will get the value of y as a positive number. So that's why, see, if you notice this graph, in this graph, if I consider the x-axis, see, this is the positive x-axis, this is the negative x-axis, okay? Here, with respect to the positive x-axis, the values of y are positive. Why it is positive? Because all the values are on the upper side of a x-axis. So this is the positive y-axis. So see, these are all positive numbers. Similarly, if you consider the negative x-axis, here also the values of y are positive. Okay. So always remember, whatever the value of x, you choose positive value or negative value, the modulus of this function, that means the value of y or f of x, is always positive. Okay. So remember this graph. This is the graph of a modulus function. Now see, suppose in your exam there is an MCQ, like you have given this graph and the question is like that, name the function of the graph. So if you have given this graph and you have to name the function, so at once you have to write, okay, this is the graph of a modulus function. So in this way also you have to remember this modulus function. Okay. So next one is a segnum function. Now the name is segnum function. So the function f from r to r, that means a function f from the real number to real number, and denoted by f of x is equals to 1 when x is greater than 0. F of x is equals to 0 when x equals to 0, and f of x is equals to minus 1 when x is less than 0. Now see, this segnum function is also important. Here see, in segnum function, whatever value you will take for x, you will get f of x as 1, 0 or minus 1. Now see, suppose you have taken the value of x as 2. So in first case, see, this is the first case, 2. 2 is greater than 0. So the value of f of x is 2. If you take the value of x as 100, which is again greater than 0, so f of x is 1. So in every case, whenever you choose x greater than 0, you will get f of x is equals to 1. Similarly, in the second condition, where it is given that f of x is equals to 0 when x is equals to 0. That means for that particular point when x is equals to 0, your f of x is also 0. Or you can say when you choose x equals to 0, you will get y as 0. Okay. And the last one, f of x is equals to minus 1 when x is less than 0. That means for every negative number, you will get f of x is equals to minus 1. For example, if you choose x is equals to minus 10, then you will get f of x or f of minus 10 is minus 1. If you choose x is equals to suppose minus 5, then also you will get f of x or f of minus 5 is equals to minus 1. That means you always remember that whenever you choose x as a positive number, that means greater than 0, your f of x will be 1. Whenever you choose x is equals to 0, it is fixed, you will get f of x is equals to 0. And the last one is whenever you choose, whatever value you choose, less than 0, that means any negative number, you will get f of x is equals to minus 1. Okay. So this is the definition of a segnum function. Now for this particular function, the domain of the segnum function is R. Why the domain of the segnum function is R? Because any real number you can take as a value of x. So for every real number, the function f of x is defined. You can define the function f of x. Is it true? See, Here all the three conditions are given. X is greater than 0, x is equals to 0, or x is less than 0. That means for any real number you will have the value. Okay, so that's why it is given that the domain of the signum function is R. And the range is -1, 0, 1. Now tell me why the range of the signum function is -1, 0, 1. Do you remember what is the definition of a range? It is the image of the points. Now see, for any point, for any real number, you will get only these three images, 1, 0 and -1. So that's why the range of a signum function is -1, 0, 1. So from this section, first of all, you have to remember the definition of a signum function. That means this portion, this whole portion you have to remember. What are the three values of a f of x? When x is greater than 0, you will get 1. When x is equals to 0, you will get 0. When x is less than 0, you will get -1. So next point you have to remember for signum function is, what is the domain of a signum function? So the domain of a signum function is R. Next point, the range of a signum function is -1, 0, 1. Okay. Now this is the graph of a signum function. Now you can think you have a doubt why the graph of this particular function is like that. Okay. Now see, this is the y-axis. The vertical axis is the y-axis. This is the positive y-axis. This is the negative y-axis. Okay. And this horizontal line is the x-axis. This part positive x-axis, this part negative x-axis. Okay. Now from the definition of signum function, see, 1 when x is greater than 0. That means when x is positive. Suppose I have taken x as 1, 2, 3, 4. You will get the value of f of x as, or you will get the value of y as 1. So this distance is 1. That means for 1 x equals to 1, you will get y is equals to 1. For x equals to 2, again you will get y is equals to 1. X is equals to 3. From this definition you will get f of x or y is equals to 1. That means for any positive number, that means for any number on this positive x-axis, you will get y or f of x is equals to 1. Okay. Similarly, for the negative numbers, you will get x is equal f of y, f of x or y as -1. That means this portion is 1 unit, but it is below the x-axis. That means this part is the negative part. I think all of you are clear about the modulus function and the signum function. See, these two functions are important. So if you have any doubts or if you are not clear about the concept, you can ask me any question. I will clear your doubt or I will explain it again. Okay. So I think for today I will stop here. In the next class we will discuss some more functions. So thank you for today.